Do you own a Native Slayer Max Propel? Or maybe you're thinking about buying one and you're really considering taking out on a river or a stream? If you're wondering how it performs in those conditions, y'all need to stay tuned for this one today. Alright guys, so this is my first time having my Native Slayer Max Propel out in a body of water with some real flow to it. So on the Green River today, I was really on the edge about whether or not to bring this kayak, but I do know that the challenge with fishing a stream or a river stream like this is we got a lot of deep pools in between riffles. Now in these deep pools, I really think this pedal drive is going to be pretty amazing, but I am going to have to drag it up those riffles. I've got my drag strap up here, but as far as the power of this thing going upstream, we got plenty of power, so that's pretty nice. But my main goal out here today is fishing, but I am going to give you all a review on how this does in the river today. So if you're considering taking this kayak out on a river or stream, I'm going to give you a couple different tips here throughout the video. So the first tip is going to be to make sure that if you take this kayak out on a river or stream, to have an extra prop, an extra shear pin, and a set of tools to be able to work on the drive if you happen to break off a prop, possibly break a shear pin, or something like that. You can get those directly from Native or a lot of the Native suppliers. That way that you have it on hand, because it is really easy when you're fishing in current for the current to pull you back into something, and if you happen to start trying to pedal that drive and that prop to hit something, it could easily break off that, one of the blades on the prop, or possibly even a shear pin, and then you're going to have a bad time, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to move that kayak around and maneuver it while you're on the water. So one thing you do have to do when you're fishing like this is you got to keep your mind about where you're at. Yeah, you're in a pedal drive kayak, but you still got to maintain your position. All right, so we got this current up here. So what I'm going to do is really just kind of want to see how far I can make it before I have to stop. Well, up there where you see where the riffles are, I'm probably going to have to stop, but no problem going up this current. I mean, that's got a good flow to it, and this looks like a really good spot to fish, so I think I'm going to stop and fish in here. I might get out of the boat a little bit and really kind of saturate this area, but stay in the boat as long as I can, see if we can catch anything. Tip number 2 is, with the possibility of having the failures that I talked about in tip number 1, is that I would definitely recommend that if you don't have the ability to do a shuttle where you go upstream and float down, then you have a shuttle to take you back to your other vehicle, something like that. But if you do a put in and a takeout in the same location, you probably want to make sure that you are going upstream, using the drive to get you upstream, and then allowing the current to bring you back. And that just allows you a little bit of redundancy when it comes to being able to get back down. If something happens and you have a drive failure or something like that on your way up, it's much easier to float back and use a paddle than it is to be very reliant on that drive to get back upstream to wherever your car or your takeout is. As you can see here, I'm using the pedal drive and the rudder on the kayak to maintain my position in the spot so I can thoroughly fish it. This is one of the key aspects about this kayak that makes it great in a river or a stream, as long as it's deep enough to not hurt the pedal drive. Let's get up through here. You're going for a ride, Mr. Rock Bass. I knew that I would have a lot of trouble maintaining my position in this spot while taking the fish off. So in order to be the safest I could possibly be, I chose to use the pedal drive to go upstream before I took the fish off. I know y'all can hear me huffing and puffing right here, and I will say that it is one heck of a workout trying to go upstream in this kayak with a pedal drive. And the next day after I went on this trip, my legs were sore. Made it through there. Alright, so get this little rock bass off here. Alright, there's another fish. And tip number 3 is going to be to make sure that you have that drag strap. If you watch the video, I got that bright green drag strap, and it's got 2 carabiners on either end, and I got those extra large ones, and it's really easy to clip in and out. I actually clip it to my PFD, and I'm able to, you know, go up and downstream. I'm able to pull it through areas that I wouldn't feel safe going through. I'm able to drag it through areas that aren't deep enough for that Propel drive to be able to function correctly and to, you know, avoid damaging my Propel drive. Overall, guys, I would say that this is a great kayak if you have a stream that has deeper pools, even it has some riffle areas, but you really want to make sure that, I would say, the majority of the time that you're going to be on the water, you'd like to be able to use that Propel drive. So, you know, streams with deeper, long pools, stuff like that. If something had like a bunch of rapids or something, this is not going to be the ideal kayak for that kind of water, and you probably want to look into something else. But for the kind of river conditions that you saw in the video today, like, this kayak was great, and it really helped me be able to fish and just have an enjoyable experience. I know a lot of people would be, you know, really apprehensive about taking a kayak out that costs this much on a stream or river. And yeah, you probably saw me, you know, dragging it up some, you know, rocks and stuff like that. But hey, that's why I've got a kayak. That's why I got into this thing. So if you like this video, guys, please hit that like button. If you guys have a Native Slayer Max and you've taken it out on a river or a stream, please comment down below. And if you have any questions for me about this video, please comment down below also. And as always, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to get outside, do something awesome, and don't forget to take somebody with you if you get a chance. And I will see you all in the next one.